Hi, I'm Jay Roach. I'm an executive producer and the director of Coastal Elites for HBO.
I'm Paul Rudnick, and I wrote Coastal Elites. Originally, we were going to stage the pieces on stage for a live audience at New York's Public Theater, and then Jay would film it for HBO.
And then the pandemic hit, and we had to shut down. I thought it was over. I was really disappointed because I did love the writing. There was something about Paul's wording and in the monologues that seemed so specific and private, like I was eavesdropping on a therapy session or a confessional or a gossipy chat between friends.
Get ready, because you're sitting down, you got a glass of wine, a whole bottle, a whole case, because this is where I come in.
Shooting Coastal Elites remotely was a great challenge and it ended up being quite exciting and strangely well suited to this material.
I'm so spoiled by normal production. We have multiple cameras and there's so many safety nets if something isn't timed the way you want it to be. And I knew we wouldn't have that. But an unexpected benefit of the process was that we were almost required to shoot with just one camera, which to me seemed as close to a stage situation as possible. Each actor had to learn a very long monologue and be able to go continuously. And that meant we had to rehearse quite a bit. The actors really had to step it up in terms of focus. And they all really embraced that high wire act of that. Very good.
You guys are amazing. Thank you. 22 minutes per take.
Something like that. You're the man.
Have you ever done anything that long?
Never. Never.
What became both necessary and very welcome was that I did a lot of rewriting to include details of the pandemic and of the Black Lives Matter protests and how they might inform our characters' lives. So that was a great opportunity.
It's just also surreal.
It made me laugh. It was very moving and painful sometimes, and it connects to all of us who are just trying to figure out what is going on and how are we supposed to cope with this.
It was a fascinating process that became like an emanation of this material. You suddenly had this front row seat with these extraordinary performers who had an opportunity to go to town. Jay and our cast and HBO and our producers were all so instrumental in letting that synergy and that level of imagination come together.
It was pure performance, pure collaboration, pure story, and that's just as good as it ever gets for a director.